Well, with the crazy Week 17 of the NFL still going on, with all the Sunday games coming to an end, which means all the NFC teams have ended, I thought I'd break it down and try to help you make sense of it. So first, let's start with the easy playoff picture, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who clinched a terrible division, but won the division. So they're locked into the 4th seed. Not much else to go on there. They will be playing whoever finishes in the 5th seed at home in Tampa Bay, despite having a worse record. The Giants will be finishing in the 6th seed. They're locked into that spot. Now let's look at the Philadelphia Eagles. They have to win and they get the 1st seed. If they lose, well, it's going to get a little tricky. All their losses are to NFC teams, and their last week of the season they play the New York Giants. So if they happen to lose that game, that's another NFC opponent loss, which means they won't own the tiebreaker. The San Francisco 49ers are 1 game behind and happen to have 2 losses against AFC opponents, so they would own a tiebreaker against either team if they happen to win in Week 18. The Dallas Cowboys are 1 game behind and would own a tiebreaker over the Eagles because the 2 teams split 1-1, and the Cowboys do have 1 loss against an AFC opponent, which would mean that the Cowboys have a better NFC record. They would not, however, own a tiebreaker against the 49ers. The Minnesota Vikings could move up if they win and the 49ers happen to lose against Arizona on Sunday. However, they cannot get the 1 seed because they have lost to both the Eagles and the Cowboys. So either team would own a tiebreaker and get that number 1 seed if that happens. Now let's take a look at that last wild card spot. Right now the Seattle Seahawks hold it because they beat the Lions and they have not played the Packers. The Lions happen to own the tiebreaker against the Packers. But it gets a little tricky due to the fact that the Lions and Packers play each other next week. If the Packers win, it's simple. They're in the playoffs. They'll have the better record NFC-wise over the other 2 teams, and that would put them in the playoffs. If they tie, the Lions would be in the playoffs. The Commanders are still eliminated. So the Packers are the team that controls their fate because they just have to win and they'll be in because then they will own a tiebreaker over the 2 teams. If they lose and the Lions win, they would have to have a Seahawks loss to get in. If they lose, Seahawks win, Seahawks would be in the same. A tie between the 2 teams would put the Seahawks in if the Seahawks win. If the Seahawks lose to the Rams and there's a tie, the Lions would own the tiebreaker because they'd be 0-1 against the Packers. Well, I hope this all makes sense and clears up any confusion. If there's anything I didn't do a great job at, please ask in the comment section. I'm happy to help explain it further. As always, I'd like to thank you for listening and watching my videos. Please like and subscribe for more content.